Ugh. This has to come up more. Hi, buddy. In case you're catching the replay, I'm Steve. Marc's unavailable. And this is Smokey, Steve, and Marc. Welcome or welcome back. Just getting set here. So I don't look like just a giant head, but I guess that's how it's going to be. So we shall see. I do have Bandit with me, but I don't think he's going to be like super eager to jump up into a chair that doesn't fit him. Kind of think he won't go for that. So it goes. Where did I leave my freaking cigarettes? This will look good when I'm not here. Okay. That's better. That is much better. Okay. Big Guy's 45. Hello. Public Knowledge. Hello. How are you? I'm just getting settled in. I've never filmed at this angle before. Marc has. I'm getting used to it. I have like a little my ottoman's over here. I have a beverage. I have a so. Oh, you had to eat my sandwich. Hello. How are you? KB, evening to you, sir. Madam, sir, sorry. You. Thank you. So, Marc may be joining us later. Somebody asked in the comments, he had to have a CAT scan done today. So that was scheduled for 5, and he didn't know how close it would roll over. So, haven't seen you guys in a bit. Hey, Sarah. Marc is very excited for the fall decor. I'm very excited for the fall decor, frankly. Because it's the nicest decor we have. I'm not big on Christmas decorations all year round or anything. I mean, last place we lived, we had like a Halloween-themed bathroom. The place I lived in Philly, I had this tiny studio when I was like 22, and I decorated the whole bathroom like a confessional. So that was different. I was young, though. I think I had this giant bust of the Virgin Mary. Hey, Anne, how are you? LA, hello. Angela, hello. I had this big plaster bust of the Virgin Mary that my brother reprinted, and we had it in the bathroom. So, Angela. Will we get trick-or-treaters? Here, we probably will, actually. In our old neighborhood, I didn't even want to go out after night. So, we'll probably get trick-or-treaters here. Thanks, Bills, Mary, Sam. It's getting there. It's getting there. So, hello. Hey, Maria. So we're still settling in. Still. There's no boxes really to empty in the kitchen right now, or in the living room, or in the bedroom, actually. We found a place to put clothes and stuff. It's where the studio, multi-room, extra room, bonus room is going to be. Probably has the most clutter in it, because there's stuff in there that just needs to be thrown out. So, an old mannequin in your living room that scared everyone? Yeah, you know. So, hey, Julie. Yeah, I'm ready for Halloween. This was the first not ungodly hot day that we've had. And I was digging it. Hot in the sun, but, you know, the sun's hot. But in the shade, it was nice breeze. I don't even think it was 80 today, maybe. After what felt like 2 weeks of 90-degree temperatures. So I was ready. I was very ready for it to cool down a little. So, and still, I'll open up all the windows and fall. Hey, Starburst. So, Carbella, hello. Hello, Eileen. How are you? We're just filling in. This was to... The kitties are okay, Maria. This was just to make good on the fact that we had to miss Sunday and didn't want to not show up for it. Y'all wouldn't care if I canceled, but I don't want to be that guy often. So here we are. And again, I said there's more people in the room now. Marc may be joining us later. That's my guess. So the kitties are doing okay. The new place is coming along too. Thank you, Maria and Carabella. There's Bandit's pretty much anywhere in the house he can go. He's fine. He adjusted in about a day and a half. He just smelled everything and he was done. Oscar is spending like he was spent all day in the closet for a few days. You know, we'd bring him food and water, of course, but he was staying there. He felt safe, and now he won't come down. He's afraid of bandits. So I coax him down, and he responds really quickly to verbal and petting. And he'll just back it up. Hey, Marlene, how are you? Yes, this new place, Christine, is really taking it down a notch. I didn't realize how much discomfort I was in just living where we were. Not because I didn't like I mean, we stayed 8 years, and we could have probably afforded to move to a nicer neighborhood, maybe not a nicer place, but somewhere else. The neighborhood we lived in is known to be one of the worst in Scranton as far as crime and homelessness and all that kind of stuff. I get a lie from there. You go. Happy Friday, Ponderous. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, Foodie Beauty quitting YouTube for the hunt. What did it last? It was hours. Was it even? So, hey, Thunderbird. Yeah, we've been a little more scarce. We've been a little more scarce with the videos, trying to make sure we can do them because we like to, but, oh, her cash grab. I'm gonna leave, guys. I'm gonna take my toys and go home. Because if you don't like me, I'm gonna make you hate me. 13. She's 13 with the income of someone who's worked much harder. No, I don't believe anything. If she says she's gonna quit, everyone was doing like the countdown. No one was like, "Ooh, scared. Did she get this? Did she get? Who cares? She's gone. She's gone." I don't care if she rolls down a hill and shows her underwear to everybody. That's her looking ridiculous. So, I mean, she's not burdened by pride or dignity. So her acceptable to her behavior is kind of, 4 hours, Eileen. 4 hours. I believe that. And then someone had said, and this needs to be fact checked, I'm just bringing it up. Hey, Baker Girl. That when you're doing OnlyFans, where she had upped the price to about $20, it's $20 a head, I think, to do her OnlyFans, which I'm sure all these like middle-aged angry women who sit in her chat all day, kissing her ass, are going to love to watch her do adult films. They would only subscribe just to help her out, to pay her. But I heard that with OnlyFans, you can make more frequent withdrawals from the money that's in there, that you could maybe do it on a weekly basis and then getting all that. I mean, the only thing she did that was more desperate was screaming on PayPal, "I'm broke, I don't know what to do, the power's out." It was like 2 in the friggin' afternoon. And she had to milk the VIBs because Natter probably needed cigarettes. So, Capricorn Girl, hello. How are you doing? We're doing here. Still figuring out backgrounds. I should have put some light behind me. This is Fernando. Y'all know Fernando. He's the giant fern. So, Carabella, thank you for... it's cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. Andy, how are you? We're living here. That's how we roll. So yeah, just still adjusting. Hey, Amarita. Fernando in his new pot. Yeah, he had to get changed out. He was going for I know, Maria. She's just after the song. No, we just picked a few names out of thin air. I had a cactus named Stavros, but I think it died. Probably because of the name I picked it. Yes, Baker, the desperation. I'm gonna leave. Please chase me. And nobody chased her. So 4 hours later, she was back. No one offered a huge sum of money to her for the privilege of her company. And she was sitting in chats there was almost no people in. For her. I mean, we're talking about 90-some thousand, and you're only getting, only maybe a quarter of the people who watch her are actually subscribed. If you went through and took out dead accounts, I think it would be a little lower. Apartment tour will come when it's less humiliating. Carabelle. Valev's J, hello. We'll be a little more toury with it once it's settled. It's still we don't have a favorite place for the couch yet. It's got to move a couple times. I need a table and ottoman, which just means rearranging shit from other rooms. The first goal was get it in the door. The next goal was empty the boxes and get it off the ground. So, oh, good. Being kidnapped. Ugh. I mean, what else is left? Dee Dee had the pregnancy scare because, of course, Chantal couldn't. But She had the gonorrhea. Like, how is she meeting these guys who are so desperate to screw this girl who got gonorrhea probably twice from the guy she was with? You know, hey, Grist, what's up? I'm pooping. How are you? Doing good. Netflix will call with some TV series deal. People say, what is it, 90 Day Fiance? Because it's usually like a wicked culture clash between two people that you can't figure out what the hell is happening there. So, Turkey's a real thing? No, but I didn't think Cuba was a real thing either. I can't see her spending 12 hours on a plane. Or if she has to get off and have a layover to go from one end of the airport to another, I mean, she'll need a shuttle or she'll need a jazzy to do that. It's a lot of work for people who are unfit to navigate that. No, she's in between condescending, I'm gonna leave, and then when nobody like freaked out that she was gonna leave, she came back and got mad and talked about all the stuff she said she never would. It's always about Nader and Dee Dee. Always. I don't worry about the people who I used to sleep with and what they're doing, because if they wanted to see me, they'd be in touch with me. And even if they were, if I respected myself, I wouldn't reply. Why would I crawl and stalk a guy who gave me a social disease? Because he loves me. You should see what he's like when we're alone. Yeah, he just treats me like shit every other time the camera's on. And according to her, when it's off. Chantal's safe in Istanbul. She can't be kidnapped. She's too oh God. She's going to get one of those unmarked cabs and end up getting sold into like white slavery or something. The green screen? Yeah. Oh my God. I hadn't thought of that, Gris. Put up a green screen. There. Live from Istanbul. You know. The Shannon French fry girl thing. Everyone needs to take a breath. Shannon especially, because she's got a lot going on. Besides the drama and the back and the forth, if she was not feeling well, she probably wasn't firing on all cylinders when they're having all these interactions. She gets less than 2% of her subs for viewing for the live. I know. Ladybird, hello, how are you? 2% of her subs. You'll want to shoot for like 10, maybe 10% to maybe get a feel for that. So, Shannon, I appreciate mental health concerns. I've been in Shannon's position, not for the same reasons, but in the same kind of setting, myself at least 6 times. Not to mention the waiting rooms you stay with other places. And it's not a good time to fall into drama. You don't see things clearly. You mention old things. Did Chantal ever mention that they did cocaine together at a birthday party, graduation party, baptism, whatever the fuck it was? Every time Shannon's name comes up, she mentions it. Because Shannon mentions that Chantal used to abuse her little sister. Allegedly. Hold her nose. You know, that kind of thing. I was watching, somebody put up a post or a comment, and I can't recall where I saw it. Hey, Lizzie, how are you? And somebody had said, and I don't think I like this sentiment, but, you know, someone said the only reason to ever be jealous of Nader is because he's the one who got to smack her straight across the face. That's kind of not funny, dark humor, abusive, not funny. But as I was watching it, I'm thinking, you guys are settling in. Yes, Darkness Dust, we're settling in. What I watch on YouTube, I was just watching The Angry Video Game Nerd. His channel's been up since YouTube was still, you didn't get paid for it. Providing her with donations of any sort is unethical. Because, it's very clear. She can spend her money any way she wants. Who says I have to give her money? So I can send her a $2 chat and tell her she's kicking ass at life while she's, like, fist deep into her pizza. So, I don't know. But I don't think, like, Turkey, I don't see happening. It's a lot further than Ottawa to Cuba than to go pretty much halfway or partway, halfway around the world, MCM, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yay, Chipotle. Took a step back from our fair lady. Dare I ask what I have missed? Nothing. She quit YouTube and came back a day later. She vowed never to talk about Nader and Dee Dee again, and she did it 45 minutes later within the same live, probably. Hey Lisa, how are you? Thanks for coming. So, I don't know. I'm I used to have like I don't know, I probably just care less, but I used to be like, what are they doing? And I would try to move all those chess pieces in my head. I was like, Chantal is taking advantage of this one while this one's taking advantage of this one. And it all kind of loops around its other. They all take turns screwing each other over and then complaining about it to get views. She lost about 400 subs, pros, from what I can see. She was at 92 3 or something, and now she's back 91 something something. Flying across the pond is pretty much an overnight deal. Too long a flight for her. She'd have to bring her CPAP. 24-hour streams. She can't commit to anything that long. So the redeemable characters are her cats, except when she started leaning into the idea of putting them down if she decides to go travel. I'm sure she meant because they might be at a certain age and if the vet makes recommendations. No, the next time that cat has like a long nail, she's going to drag it to the vet and say put it down. That other woman did that too with her cats. You remember the other one I used to talk to. One of the cats I think probably had a cavity or needed its teeth cleaned. She very eagerly put it to sleep after not taking it to the vet for like 3 years. Chantal takes a little more care of it. Pete's probably looks after the cats a little bit, but he's so, he's not scooping the box. He wasn't with Timbit either, I'm sure. Rest in peace, Timbit. Um, yeah, we'll speak in code, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a code. But yeah, that was sort of people who have pets and they're on YouTube though. People will go nuts and like call animal control from 4,000 miles away. So, flight from Ottawa to Istanbul is almost 12 hours. She'll never make it. She will never make it. She'll never make it. No. She'll have to take a layover somewhere and for like 3 days to recoup. Woman walking alone in Istanbul wouldn't be a good experience. I know. There's different, like, she's not going to find men. She wants to go to Italy. There's probably a market for, thick women of the Riviera, something like that. But not, it wouldn't be safe. I have a friend and him and his partner, that's about as far as they went was Istanbul. And then they were like, okay, let's go back this way. I know. Oh, Timbit. Timbit wasn't long for this world, though. Timbit was in rough shape, which I'd give Chantal a check mark of credit for, because I think when Pete's brought Timbit in, he had more need for care than she was expecting. And of course, she paid the vet bill. So, I'm doing okay, Tracy. This is the live that we didn't do Sunday. And so, just to catch up, it's an open chat, but we all know foodie. But no topic, any kind. We're just chilling out. And Mark, we shall see. I know. Beautiful women. I don't give Chantal a chance. I think in a place where, in another country or another culture where people just, it's almost a sin to be that fat. It means your friends and family have failed you and you're not ready for a good marriage. Now, we live in the Western world, so that's like, well, I do. And it's a different way to kind of look at things. The OnlyFans was up. I think it was going to be up for $20 a head. Okay. I don't think so. And this is an excuse to wrap in young, vulnerable men who don't speak much of the language into having sex with her, with the promise it will make them money. This is how human trafficking works on a bigger thing. You take the porno video of the person, you withhold it. You have control over them now because you'll release it to anyone and everyone if you feel like it, or dox the person. So, will I watch it? No. I did sign up for, Lurking. Hey, Baroness. Yeah. No, sorry. No, I won't watch it. No. I don't, that's, her sex life, while curious, is not the most curious thing about her, I'd have to say. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to put her in that circumstance. But I mean, she's bigger than women half her size when you go to other countries where it's like, we had a friend of a friend who's Japanese, part Japanese, and said she would never make it in the East. They don't build public transportation for people that fat. Like, it's not accommodated in that culture. It's frowned upon. Yet Twitter brings the drama. We are just now putting our toe into Twitter, and it's still, hey, Mayor, how are you? I was just mentioning a story that I had said that you were in. How are you? How are you? We're chilling. As you can see, we're just chilling. So, yeah, she would never make it in Japan. I mean, it's just not. They don't build a culture that accommodates, certainly disability. I've seen accommodating things done for people who are wheelchair walker, cane, whatever, but not just because I had a big lunch every day for the last 20 years. Atlanta to Paris isn't anything. Everything goes through Atlanta first. So, still drank at that point. Ugh, I think I'd be very concerned about having a drink. Getting on a plane, I would need some assistance. I'm like terrified of doing it. You tell people you don't like it, but like I'm terrified of flying. I don't really. But there's too much in the world to miss by not doing it. Now I don't travel a lot. I haven't been on a plane in years. Unless she was interested in becoming a sumo wrestler. Oh dear Jesus. I think she's already got the diaper. Not a diaper, what is it? The dress of the sumo. Like what's the king? Yokozuna. There was a wrestler, and his shtick was that he was a what the fuck was he? A Polynesian sumo wrestler. That was his gig. None of these countries she wants to go to are fat friendly. Yeah, I mean, they don't have like you gotta walk. You gotta walk. We're doing good, thanks, Michelle. They're active, Lisa. They're more active than some. Mawashi. Thank you, Dragon, for the correction. Couldn't. It was on the tip of my tongue. When I used to watch wrestling as a 13-year-old, it would have been right here because I knew all the fun facts about all of them, including like the traditional this and that. When I used to play wrestling with my friends as kids, I was always Yokozuna because I was so goddamn fat. I also couldn't fight very well. But that's, fake wrestling playing. That was the closest I ever got to breaking my nose, I think. Ton of veggies. She wouldn't do their diet, no. The rehoming of the cat isn't something. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all the old ones. Ric Flair, 70 years ago, and about 10. Women aren't allowed in the sumo fighting ring. Yeah, I suspect that that's not something that would change. Every once in a while, you see on like a human interest story where there's like a gender breakthrough into a one sport that was typically participated by somebody else. That would be interesting. I don't know what the ring attire would be. It's, yeah, slim countries, and should the world accommodate that? People are people. People are still people, even if they have big bodies. But, the idea of buying two seats is what it is. What do I think of Anne Heche's death? I was wondering if it was vehicular suicide. I don't know, Tim. I'm kind of wondering myself. It doesn't seem like it was an accident. Vehicular suicide is not uncommon, especially if you want to have an inheritance or a policy to pay out. If the person completes suicide, a lot of times the policy won't pay, at least not for the few years. So, Bella Bay, how are you, dear? Jay Thomas, what's new? What's new with you? So those are my thoughts, if I have them. But how can you put it? The arrogant Chantal was probably my least favorite Chantal. And then trying to do a reaction Chantal is my other one too. NyQuil, hello! It's going good, Ariana. It's ruled an accident legally. Yeah, depending on how it's put. I mean, a lot of individuals who die by overdose, how many times is it overdose versus intentional? Like, I'll either get as high as I want or I'll die here. Is that suicide? Overdose? It gets buried. A lot of the numbers for both get buried because true cause of death isn't always something that maybe even the family wants to hear. They don't want to hear the, toxicology report or anything like that. She had cocaine in her system? Kindergarten school teacher smug voice. Chantal is my favorite. I like the really thoughtful and really intellectually stimulating faces she makes about Dee Dee. That's like it would only hurt someone like her to say something like that. Most people don't care that much. So she's been the fool, rolling down the hill outside, getting off YouTube, coming on YouTube. It's views. She lost subs, and she's not getting as many views. So she thinks the best thing you should do with shitty content is raise the price. That's how restaurants close. You need to improve the content so that you continue to legitimately, produce content for people that are paying you. The last time someone had asked, I forgot. We did join. I joined OnlyFans the first time she opened it. It was like $5 a person, and I got it for the month. And there was no content. Even if I wanted to watch, Big Girls Gone Wild, there was no content up. So, right, it was an accident, but that she had a high BAC. That's what there was drugs and or alcohol in her system when it happened. So it was kind of kept on going for a walk and seeing Chantal rolling down the hill. I'd be inclined to look for her keeper. Like, is she with you? She might be lost. Coke and fentanyl, but the fentanyl might have been from the hospital. Yeah. Alex Shook mentioned you guys the other day, so I looked you up. And I love you guys. I'll probably keep... Oh, thanks, Donna Terry. Welcome. Welcome. And thanks for Alex. Thank you, Alex, wherever you are, for the recommendation. He's probably my favorite reaction channel. Not to the Amber Lynn stuff, I don't. I only know about Chantal. So if I want to find out some of what's going on, I just like his style. He's say what you mean what you say it, but don't say it mean. Don't be mad about it. And I got all hot and bothered last week. Okay, I ran two stories together in my head. There was Benzo Brain, or whoever she was talking about. Favorite wrestler, Mick Foley. Foley. Finally, when Mankind became champion, it was like a big deal. So, call the guys in the white coats to come pick her up. Milk Tea is great. I adore her. Pulpy, I don't watch as much of. Not because I don't like his insights. There's nothing wrong with him. But his videos are sometimes as long as hers. And I don't even care what I think after an hour and a half of her. There's not too much new to spin on it. The further down she goes, it's just the predictable consequences of shitty behavior. Treating your body poorly, treating other people poorly, living on vengeance, and Sergeant Slaughter. I remember that. Alex is a sweetheart, yeah. As I was saying, I got Benzo Brain. There was another person she was talking about critically. Benzo was a new word to her. She must have got them and found out how to use them. Ugh. I would hate to see her. I think she probably... I've seen her on sedatives. Everybody knows when they're watching her lives that she's not just smoking. I mean, if you're as naive as a few generations back and we're very sheltered, maybe, but not so... Yeah, Irene, therapy, like yesterday. Or just porridges. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Pulpy has background, since you draw when his channel goes on. Oh, okay. She's live, titled Who Wants Citizenship? Aw, honey. Bless your heart. Benzos are legal by prescription. They're much more highly restricted. You used to be able to go into your GP's office and say that you were having anxiety and they'd cut you slips for Buzannies, like that. Now, it's not the same, at least not where I am. Doctors are more scared to give out strong prescriptions because they could be liable. Or, She liked ketamine. He did say Special K. That would put you in some of the states that she's been in. If she's stuck in a K-hole, clickbait foodie. I think it's going to be all clickbait for a while, just to get people to subscribe. I mean, she's lost and replaced hundreds of people before, and not that long ago. It depends if she can position herself as, cringe, Chantal's sick burns would be really great on a grade school playground. Yeah, Dee Dee Doo-Doo Head. Tell me that you've never confronted anyone in real life without telling me you've confronted anyone in real life. Saying what you want to say and then turning off comments is the, screaming with your fingers in your ear. Yeah. Mary Cap MC, hello. Very sheltered. Have to take Mark's word on drugs. Yeah. Tio, I had phenobarbital when I was in rehab. They gave it to us instead of benzos for detox. I don't know if it has street value. They weren't particularly good. So she lectured people about it as the reason why she's not taking them. Of course she does. Those trips to the ER where she has a panic attack, they'll give her an Ativan, maybe two. And she's quite the actress when it comes to people who don't know her style of acting. You know. But I'm sure you go in. If you go in with a panic attack or anything like that, they'll give you something to calm down. Often, if not just take you for a walk with some deep breaths. That's at the hospitals where they know you're an addict. And they're not giving you any more pills. So. Oh, that's just Fernando. That's, yeah, my giant Mardi Gras head. Like a drug lord. If I had palm fronds, like here and here, and this chair was wicker. Notification for her live, and I never subbed to her. She's gonna stay in the same resort the whole time and eat there. Yeah, like, why go? Why not go to, like, a super-de-duper nice resort that's probably not too far away? Then drag your ass for 24 hours of flying. No, Andy, they'd probably detox her with it. So, for anxiety, it makes me upset when people abuse them. That's a common thing among people who have chronic pain, too. You know, they would take narcotics for their pain every day. People who have, I don't want to say legitimate pain, it's all a matter of perspective, but the kind of pain doctors can recognize by symptoms, I guess, and give them a script for it. So, and I was prescribed Xanax for anxiety years ago, but I was abusing it. You know, you shouldn't chase Xanax with vodka. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So, something rotten in the state of Denmark. Something rotten. I don't use that enough. I like that. So we're doing some wedding stuff for anybody who's Xanax and Scotch. Yeah, it's better than Ambien. Ambien and Xanax and Scotch, by the way, can go really bad. That's when they find you dead in the tub. Had panic attacks and they've gone to the ER several times. They give you nothing. It's the tiny bit. I don't think they went in and gave her, you know, liquid Valium, run it wide open. I think they probably gave her a Visceral, probably. You know, thinking, oh, you're fake upset. I'll give you like a fake pill. And Visceral's in the same family as Benadryl. Yes, the wedding stuff. I forgot. The wedding stuff is going well. We have... Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Happy housewarming. It'll be warm. With 2 air conditioners going at 60 degrees in here. I don't set it that cold, but I pay the bill. So, your pain pump broke. So, we've already nailed down someone to marry us. I sewed that up. The person where I work, one of the people in the leadership position, is actually ready to perform his first ceremony. And I asked, and they were like, sure. Yeah, they recognized her, and then they give her a shot of saline. And she'll calm right back down, you know. So. But they want, she wants attention. She wants fussed over. And they'll do that in the ER. You get to go into this place where no matter why you're there, people cater to you and they ask how you're doing. And you take selfies and put them on your community board. Yeah, Charles, any one of those would be bad pros. But, you know, all together or periodically, anything we can do to help with the wedding, Amazon wish list. That's going to be our actual registry. I guess we'll share that information once we have it, because people have asked, what do you want? We want to get you some nice napkins or something. Where is it? So I think we're only going to register at Amazon, but we don't have everything up yet. You kind of see as you go. I'm like, well, we don't have that. Maybe we could use that. So Ambien before you had kids. Oh, it was no good. I blacked out. I was awake for 2 hours. Don't know what the hell happened. Another time I took it, I never had a script, though. See, I was taking other people's drugs, and it came out poor. I went to take the trash out one time. Woke up in the middle of the night, high on Ambien. Went to take the trash out, fell down the stairs, garbage all over the sidewalk. I'm living at, like, 20th and Christian. I'm living in, like, Philly at the time. So, 18 hours beyond her scope of being. Mad, ADHD, and it should be too wild. Yeah, she's trying to live stream the whole thing. Oh, please. All we'll get is her having a coffee the next morning, being vague about where she was. Trazodone has a window for sleep and not used as like an antidepressant. There's a window. If you don't get the window, like as soon as you're tired, you got to go to bed. If you miss it, it doesn't work at all. They give that a lot. People who deal with addiction in psychiatry, they'll kind of, I don't know, work around and give off-label things. Like if you have anxiety, they might give you an antipsychotic at a low dose, or Buspar, which you take every day. Everyone's body is different, so then everyone's treatment, it should be unique. Individualized care is what we're moving towards. So, pump is fine, had to go off benzos. Benzos can have such a long, prolonged weed and cold medicine. Yeah, I haven't gone down that route. Not yet. But you know, it's only like 6:30 here. If it's a long night, we'll see. Temazepam works to get me to sleep. I was on that too. I was on Restoril. So, it was morphine. I got to that ER once and it was great. Yeah, my dad had cancer. My father had colon cancer about 10 years ago. And they had given him, he had surgery and he didn't need chemo and he's been fine and had the follow-ups. And we're all very, happy about that. But he said when he was in the hospital, he's like, the morphine doesn't kill the pain. You just don't care because you're feeling so good. You don't even notice. Didn't do squat for me during the C-section. Lisa, I've known women who've gotten C-sections with Toradol because they were in recovery or they were on parole and they weren't allowed to have narcotics, even for childbirth. So, father sounds like Sam Elliott. Dad's good. He's one of the good ones. My dad's very quiet. A lot of people that meet him think he's mean. He's just quiet. If you get him on something he likes to talk about, you can chat. My mother, on the other hand, I am my mother's son. Just... There was something in the air that night. Stars were bright. Oh, Pitocin is like a 4-letter word. My mother worked in infant delivery, whatever the certification would be for, not a midwife, but something similar she used to do, and she did it for years. So I learned a lot of the academic parts of reproduction. But my mother's also Catholic, so we didn't use, words. We said, you know. You know where those... Morphine was a friend. Yeah, for injury, but for abuse, it was just... I don't know. There's so much out there, and there's not a lot of education, I think, especially among... If you want to use pot, fine. It's legal, but make sure that you have a way that you can have your fun and not kill anybody, not be so stoned you can't get or hold, work outside the home. Like, if YouTube crashed, you'd have to go to OnlyFans. I don't know what I would need to do to think that I would need to go on OnlyFans. And I'd be leery of anyone who would subscribe to us. Epidural with a pain pump. Sent me home with it for a few days. Sometimes they're too cautious. I guess. I don't know. Knock on wood, we've been okay. Gitta, hello. Awful. I do too, Harlow. I only have a couple because I didn't... Plus, everything I did... You have to understand, everything I did during the times I was drinking was polysubstance dependence. I mean, if I was drunk enough, you could put anything in front of me and I would have taken it. Yes, drug laws can be more strict in different places. So not only will she find nowhere comfortable to sit, they'll sneer. So... She can get into trouble. I wondered with Cuba if she was being a drug mule and running crap back and forth. Because you ever watch Locked Up Abroad? It's usually some naive, stupid Westerner who ends up going abroad, being taken advantage of by people like Natter who have connections internationally. And all she has to do is bring some packages, fly home and get her money. So... But that was just a passing thing. I was watching, like I said, Locked Up Abroad at the time, and I thought, ooh, that's kind of, I don't think she would do well in a Turkish prison. Just don't. Natter might be okay, but I don't think she'd be. She'd be the perfect target for that. Yeah, she's the setup. Give her like X number of drugs so that she makes a scene and gets jammed up at um, customs, and then you can just hopefully walk past real quick. So there's a little girl who misses her dog, Senora. Will you take her home to her? Sex tourism. If she goes into Southeast Asia next, like Tibet, Thailand, all those places where children are sold into international sex, I don't know. I mean, she's more than welcome. I mean, she can be mommy Warbucks if she wants to throw it around. But don't tell me men are chasing you when you're paying them. Like, if something doesn't make sense, it's probably because it doesn't make sense. You know, all these guys who are after me, they want your money. I don't pay them. Well, then what do they want? The Turkish bath? Nader needs to go to the Turkish bath. Fulfill a few fantasies of his. Unless they'd give her an x-ray. Oh, I would. Yeah, give her an x-ray and make her wait. She shits 8 times a day, so it won't be long. But... Oh, well, happy birthday to the twins. 3 pounds of heroin trapped in my leg, officer. I don't know who did it. You're not seeing that. You're just misunderstanding it. See, I'm prescribed marijuana in Canada, so that means I can strap pounds of cocaine under my flap and fly back. So, would she go without weed again? She'd probably buy some edibles and just take them with her. I would think. But you're asking for trouble. I mean, even on my best behavior, I'd be nervous traveling to some parts of the world. Just because, you know, Americans don't have, like, the best reputation abroad. So, and can you blame some of the countries for it, maybe? Brittany Griner in the Turkish prison. I don't think it's too much cardio. She needs to be able to just sit. The truth is, there are guidelines, but if you work as a specialist and know what you're doing, you can safely prescribe. Shower version of my view as a practitioner. Oh, thanks. Thanks for sharing. Grew his own pot because he wanted to avoid liquid morphine. Wasn't keen on it. Pro pot now. I have a prescription for medical marijuana. I got approved for the card about a year ago. I think I had mentioned it to you guys. When I did my first drive to the dispensary, you'd come with. But I'm not buying huge amounts at a time like that. And they don't deliver. You can't just sit around and order pot and food and then talk about life's big plans. I'm saying this about her because I say stuff about me sometimes that is similar to her. I was a train wreck. I was a dramatic train wreck. So I hear things come out of her mouth and I think, I've said similar. God, I'm an asshole. I didn't see it at the time, even though everyone told me. But, I don't know. These always go so fast when we're having a good time. So, she's still live, I take it. She's gone off strike. Yeah, JR, if she found just a nice guy, you know, well, she doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I guess a nice guy at Adonis or something. So, we're watching the clock, Maria, because his test was from 5 to 6. Possibly a little after, if they start on time. Chantel's pans, Jonetta stolen ones. Well, yeah, I wouldn't even call myself an empath. I would say empathy kind of clicks with me. If I see someone who's been in a bad situation that I've been in, part of my heart bleeds a little for them. And then part of me thinks, I wouldn't have listened to shit when I was in that position. So why open your mouth? Mark was going to have a CAT scan. It was a scheduled test. He saw his doctor a while back. So this was a scheduled test in the evening, 5 to 6. So, yes, Carabella, countdown to the wedding. Countdown is right. So far, we have someone to marry us. I put a deposit down for a DJ. What else? Parts of it are going together. Mark's going to handle invitation stuff to, like, send them out. Honest to God, I'm just going to probably walk around work and hand them out like it's a Halloween party. Because I don't know everyone's address, who I work with, or everyone online, or any other people I'd want to invite, or anything like that. So, patience led me because I was able to bring genuine empathy to the visit. It makes sense. Some providers have no empathy, and that's how they get through the hard stuff, I guess. So, thanks, Lisa. Can we all come? We will be streaming a little bit of the wedding. Yeah. It won't be Mark or I'd probably be doing married people stuff. But yeah, there is time to stream a little bit. We'd probably stream it on our channel and then just have the rest of the night and then check up in a couple days. You can't have a wedding without a DJ. At least I don't want a band, and I don't want to, pay for what is that thing? Pandora or whatever it is, so you can pick your own music. Outfits, no. We have to rent a couple tuxes, I suppose. Stay online, keep company till he gets home. I don't know when he gets the results, honestly, Wendy. I don't know. We don't ask a lot of questions anymore. We just go to the doctor and wait to hear what happens. Yes, Ginger will be streaming some of it. You're invited. You're invited. Chantal was not invited. Aw. She'd make it about her. She'd grab the mic, half drunk, and tell everyone how wonderful a person she is because she knows a gay guy online. She is not the fag hag she wishes she was. And that's because everybody, no matter what, you can smell a rat, But she'd have a whole gaggle of gay male friends, too. They'd bleed her dry. She'd front the money for that. DJ to play Red Solo Cup, the one that she didn't want him to play. There's only a handful, like no electric slide, no chicken dance. She's part gay. She's as gay as is serviceable. You know what? It doesn't double anything for her. She's not all of a sudden more attractive to women than she was before. Some people will just take what they can get. They just need the validation, and it will go past sexual preference if they can get what they need somewhere else, I guess. Twerking, voguing clips of you. Well, I do like to dance. La Isla Bonita. No, I hate the electric slide. Now, if we're sitting there for an hour and nobody's dancing, put it on, get people on the floor, and then change whatever it is. I used to be really heavy into electronic music. Never DJ'd, but I was a little raver kid. And I didn't have favorite artists on the radio. I had favorite, DJs. Gay for content. It's like, no thanks, we're good. We got too many on our team. You'll have to find another one. Sorry. Picking and choosing what you want from a culture and then leaving behind the burden of inequality. You find that, though. You'll find women, usually specifically, who go overboard, over the top, when they meet some friends who might be a little more vivacious or something. The kind of girls I rolled with were usually a little more subdued. Like I said, in college for a couple of years, I would have hung out with Chantal probably because she was my kind of girl. Pete's is, I don't know, probably polyamorous or one of the new ones. I don't know. He's dated women. He allegedly had an encounter with at least one with Chantal because she decided to end the pregnancy, and she named him as the father. Well, she said when she was with him, she got pregnant. She didn't say Pete's got her pregnant. So, I'm sure she's terrified in person. If she ran into any one of these people that she was big and bad on in real life, she'd keep it moving. You'd hear the Kia rattling away. Just, if you're going to do the hustle, you might as well bust out the Macarena. Oh. That was when I was in high school. No, oh God. I was about 12 or 13 when the Macarena came out. So awkward with Carly. Yeah, it's not... I'm a gay guy friend. So much fun in television is better than gossiping women. Yeah, well... And that was been true in my understanding. With women. Some of my closest emotional relationships were with women. I was closer to some female friends than I was to any guys that I was dating at the time. And every guy I dated had to pass through about 3 different women before, they'd make it to me. Yeah, with random people. She shakes her voice. She goes out at night. Amy, how are you? How are you? But with people she just runs into, she makes that awkward laugh. You think she would ever get into a serious discussion at, I don't know, where the hell she go, Kroger's or something. So, thanks for coming, Amy, to say hi. Self-inflicted Gucci satisfaction. Hello, hello. Random nervous laughter. It's similar to when Natter would say something, And then as soon as he stopped talking, she would just giggle. I don't even know what the hell, if he knew what he was saying or she did, but then she would giggle in a kind of frightened way. Kind of like, I'm laughing. Don't hurt me. I guess she must be some kind of actor. She thought Natter was like a good find. But I think when you have lower standards, she's confused about Serbia and Siberia, and she wants intelligent conversation. That's unfortunate. She calls Dee Dee a simp. I know. Dee Dee has like a job, a car, and what you still think is your man. And you have Pete's and 2 cats until he gets inconvenient. Fake confident. She doesn't seem like she's comfortable with herself. No, she doesn't feel like, I think she doesn't feel like she's presentable. She says it's from anxiety and she'll go out at night. But that's it. Like, she says her anxiety keeps her. I can't help but wonder if some large part of her doesn't want to be seen or snickered or stared at. And I couldn't blame her for that. But this is how we've decided we're going to present ourselves to the world. So we reap what we sow, you know? Slim pick. There's not a long line to get to her, Kristen. I really don't think so. She thought Cyprus was Croatia on a map. Well, she was an English major. Geography wasn't really her thing. So, Dee Dee has no car and we aren't sure she's still employed. Oh, that's right, because she has to drive them all over. Well, she still has Natter. Isn't it weird that he would choose someone who could provide none of those things for someone who was providing all of those things? She's better looking than 90% of us. Don't forget, because we are YouTube. She's better looking than 90% of us. I can only see like small pictures of you guys. You're a good looking crowd. Even you, the workers. I'm sure you're fabulous too. She's going to get away pointing and she just doesn't. Dee Dee has a place to live. There's that. She would still take Dee Dee's place in a heartbeat for all the Sturm and drag and Dee Dee putting up with things she maybe probably shouldn't be dealing with. And if she felt confident enough and settled enough, I wish she'd find her own life too. But her English is terrible. Like, it's not good. Her French is awful. I have an ex, not rest his soul, he's not dead, but he lives in Canada, and he lived in Montreal for years, and he's an Anglophone who teaches French. So he's pretty well in there. I sent him a sample of her talking in French to the drive-through person. Remember, she had to go to like deepest, darkest Quebec to go get a Nashi. Eileen, that's another popular thought. And I don't know that I disagree with it. I'm more like I haven't decided on it, but the idea that they're all in it together and just passing money back and forth. His videos suck. Dee Dee really isn't like YouTube interesting. Like if she had like Sam's Lounge. Oh, they're monetized now. I didn't know that. Non-native English speaker, but I've studied at uni and teach it in high school, and both her Amber's English makes my hair stand up. I loved English class. We got to read, I went to a private Catholic school, we got to read all those books they banned. And we're talking like me being in school 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, and those things were okay, and now they're not. You know, we can't let you read Tom Sawyer or Fahrenheit, none of them. None of them. And there we had the nuns handing them to us. And good. I'm glad they did. Information shouldn't be like withheld. It should be free. Mother Goose. I know. Like she puts them both to bed, puts a little drop of something on their tongue, and then they pass out. She gets up allegedly in the middle of the night. Chantal, who was stuck there because she was kidnapped. She was kidnapped to a place where she banged the door down to get in. Yeah. Dee Dee's channel reminds me of Becky's channel. In that kind of way. Thank you, Raindrop. I will pass on the hugs. Definitely pass on the hugs to him. I don't think he's going to cook tonight. I don't know if there was contrast. I don't think there was. She wasn't kidnapped. Well, Natter. She said Natter held her keys because he didn't want her to leave some night. And that she would leave in the middle of the night when he was asleep. Possible. Natter territorial, even if it's not about what the territory is. So, no, neither of them. Like, any books you read lately? You watching anything on Netflix? They just watch videos of each other all day and hope that we all watch and get sucked into it. And sure, it's easy to if you're new, but if you've been around for more than 2 weeks, you can kind of at least have a few theories about what's going on. And none of them are that they're making honest content, documenting the days of their lives. At least not enough that you can ask questions. So, I don't know. That'll be Saturday's problem. No, I only watch Natter through Nerd Cab MC. I only watch him there. I don't watch his. He's barely talking. He's grunting his teeth, looking it down. And Marc was a chef for 25 years before he got into mental health and substance abuse treatment. So he went to college for it as an associate. He went to the Art Institute and then worked in the restaurant business for another 25 plus years. So when he's saying he doesn't know how to do that, he doesn't know how to do it. When Mary says you should do it this way, Marc's going, she's right. It should be done this way. So, you know. Last one word is a $10 one. How'd the chat go so fast? It's like 57 minutes. Isn't she great, Mariah? Ugh. The confidence, the I'm not wound up about this, no matter how much you are. Yeah. Can't understand a thing Natter says. It's not. Yeah. I really have a hard time. I kind of like politely. If someone called my work and their English was that poor, I'd be required to transfer them to our translation network where we could get them hooked up with someone. Because, I mean, I don't know how he makes it through a doctor's appointment without an interpreter. Their abuser posts on social media. I know, Siri, it's the same thing. I don't get. Oh, mumbles in any language. This is true. Maybe he's just a mumbly person. It happens, I suppose. Battered his French fries in the same batter he used for raw chicken. Of course he did. Of course he did. My daughter-in-law went to Art Institute in Philly. She just grabbed. Oh, cool, cool. Marc went to Art Institute in Pittsburgh. I had a lot of friends from the Art Institute, though. Their campus in Philly was like right down 2 blocks from City Hall, I think. And some of the, it was fun. The gay bars were right around the corner, right around. Grist, thank you for coming. You have a good night, too. In Canada for 11 years. I mean, don't you hear stories in America? Well, you hear stories about stores by immigrants getting burned down, but individuals who came to America with no resources and no money and turned around and made a business here, and the business has lasted forever. I come from a small town where people were complaining, thank you, Lisa, about all these people coming in and taking their jobs. Okay, we have an Asian restaurant in my small town where I grew up. It opened 35 years ago, and it's still in business, even with another Asian restaurant in town. So many other mom and pop, diner, brother, sister, Italian places have gone up and down and up and down and up and down and out in the same amount of time. So, animation. Okay. I hope he washes his hands. He doesn't, though. He doesn't have an idea of, like he was making bechamel or something. It looked like spackle. It didn't look good. It wasn't even like this my version of it. Shit. You can only change so many ingredients. Tonight, I think we're having tuna casserole, actually. I called in for it, and I want to see if he'll do it. So, we got all the stuff. We'll see if we have it tonight. We'll see. If it is, it might be a video, just so you know. Because we'll have a video, I think, probably for tomorrow night. And I think we're going to be cooking. I may be in the kitchen, too. I haven't had tuna casserole since I was a kid. I just have a craving for it so bad. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us here. No, it's not bechamel. It's more like, it looks like you mixed Greek yogurt and spackle. Yeah. So, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Beef stew sounds too good, Christine. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, if you'd be so kind. You can follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Facebook is SmokeySteveAndMarc. Send a friend request. I don't think it's a fan page. Marc does Facebook. SmokeySteveAndMarc at Yahoo is our email address. Our P.O. box is listed there, and then Instagram, SmokeySteveAndMarc, one word. So feel free to check it out. This is going to come down for probably half an hour, and then I'm going to put it back up. So if you're watching now and you're kind of midstream, I'll give it a little bit. Pass your hellos and well wishes to Marc. Yes, absolutely. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you live again Sunday. All right? Y'all take care. Be good to yourselves. All right? Bye.